Hi everyone, Danelle here, owner of Bikram Yoga Fremont Street. I am so glad you are here. My goal is to inspire you so that you know you are capable of so much more than you think. And also to share my thoughts and my perspectives as to why Bikram Yoga can give you lasting quality of life for the rest of your life. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, then please listen to this video as well as my other videos that are on my channel. So these videos are from my 23 years plus experience of practicing, teaching, and then finally studio ownership. And I have talked to so many people over the years, and I have countless conversations. And I often find that there are common ideas and perspectives that unfortunately keep people from practicing Bikram yoga. So my hope is that these videos help you to find your way into a studio and start living your life to the fullest. So today's topic is the tourniquet effect. So the tourniquet effect is the process that the body goes through while you're holding any given posture. But before I really get in and start explaining exactly what it is, I first want to talk about really how important it is to keep our organs healthy in the first place. So when you think of disease, most diseases, they come from one organ or another, most of them. So if you think about the thyroid, we have hyperthyroidism. The pancreas, we can get diabetes. We have liver disease, gallbladder disease. Also, the heart, we have heart attacks. The lungs, COPD, the intestines, ulcerative colitis. And unfortunately, the list is too long. But what do you think goes wrong with the organs? And why do they even stop functioning in the first place? Why does disease set in? So these are some of the things that I think about. And I should preface this first with saying I'm not talking about hereditary factors or genetic factors. I'm talking about something else. What else do you think can cause diseases? I hope you guessed toxins. It's toxins. Toxins can overload our organs and cause them to not function the way that they're supposed to. And many of our organs rely on other organs to function. So if one is not working, it can affect another one and so on. So think of the pancreas. So if the pancreas is not working properly and we're not getting the proper hormones from the pancreas that we need, later on, this can impact the kidneys and so on and so forth. But where do we get these toxins? What do you think is the number one cause of toxins in the body? Stress. But it's not only stress. What else do you think? We have toxins in our food. We have toxins in our environment. Cleaning products have toxins, unfortunately. And believe it or not, even our thoughts. So if we are in a constant negative state, those thoughts can release stress hormones into our body, which are toxins. And if you think about it, it can get really overwhelming. But luckily, we have yoga. Now, how does yoga help with our organs? Well, yoga does make us strong. It makes us flexible. We can lose weight. We can help to manage our stress. But our yoga has profound healing benefits internally on our organs. And the way that it helps is by what we call the tourniquet effect. Okay, so let me explain the tourniquet effect. But before I do, just take a moment because I'm going to have you imagine and visualize exactly what I'm saying while I'm describing it. This will help you to get a sense. And I'm going to use half moon pose as an example. So imagine standing with your arms over your head and your palms together, and you stretch up and bend your body to the right as far as you can go. And then you stop and hold it there. So what is happening inside your body right now while you're holding the posture? Well, on the left side of your body, you are stretching the entire left side from the fingers all the way down to the toes. And imagine on the left side, the veins and the arteries, they become stretched and thinner. And when this happens, the same amount of blood that normally passes through the veins can no longer pass through it, and it slows the blood flow down. And when this happens, the heart is going to still try to pump the same amount of blood, but it can't. So the heart starts beating faster and faster and harder, and your heart rate starts to go up. And at the same time, on the right side of the body, the organs, and in this case, it's the liver, the gallbladder, the ascending colon, and also the right kidney, they get compressed. And when they get compressed, the blood gets squeezed out of the organs as well as squeezing out toxins and inflammation. And at the same time, the blood supply is cut off to those organs that are being compressed. So the heart is starting to pump faster and harder to get the blood flowing. But since there's this tourniquet happening, the blood cannot get in. And instead, it starts to pool next to the organ and it starts to create a dam. And this blood is rich with fresh oxygen. So we started class with pranayama breathing. So this breathing brings in tons of oxygen. And now you're holding the posture in stillness. The heart is beating faster and harder, and the blood is pooling and it's starting to build up a dam. And then you come out of the posture. And what happens when you come out of the posture? Well, remember when you were a kid and you played with a garden hose, which I imagine you did. I think we all did. And you kinked the hose. It created a tourniquet, which cut off the water. And then you release the tourniquet or the kink. And then what happened? The water sprays super fast and with a lot of force. Well, this is the same thing that happens when you come out of the posture, but with the blood. So the blood, which was being kinked, rushes in with speed and force back into the organ. And this is not only flushing out toxins, but it also brings in fresh oxygen as well. Now, the thing about the fresh oxygen getting into the organs is this is a super important part of the process. So as I mentioned earlier, that we start class, we do breathing, we do a deep breathing exercise, pranayama, and that brings in a significantly large amount of oxygen into the body very quickly. So now you have more oxygen in your bloodstream than when you started class. And this oxygen gets into your blood by a process called gas exchange. And now this oxygen rich blood is healing medicine for our body. Oxygen has so many benefits on the body. And this is actually why we start out with pranayama. So oxygen helps with so many things, such as tissue repair, cell division, cell growth. It helps to improve the activity of our white blood cells. So this is going to help us fight infection. And it helps to neutralize harmful free radicals and really so much more, so much more. So with our yoga, every pose that we do holds this tourniquet. And it holds it at various parts of the body, various organs, including the joints. So when you go through the whole series, you are literally flushing out every organ and tissue, as well as bringing in tons of oxygen-rich blood. So this is super healing. And then when you think about this over weeks, over months, over years, the long-term benefits of this process is going to keep your organs healthy and it's going to keep them functioning normally. And this is going to help to keep diseases at bay. And this process will make it also very hard for toxins to build up and to stay in the organs. And that's exactly what we want. So, one of my teachers that was on staff when I went to training, she was 78 years old at the time. And she told us during training that she went to the doctors and had all of her organs evaluated. And they found that her organs and all the systems of her body was functioning as if she was in her 50s. And I got to tell you, that was enough for me. I knew I wanted to do this for the rest of my life. And luckily, I was in my early 30s at that time, but it's never too late. So, this yoga done in this way becomes more than a physical exercise. It becomes more than a spiritual exercise, which is another video later. It becomes preventative medicine. So, yes, we get strong. Yes, we get flexible. We heal our bodies from the inside out. And yoga becomes the key to health and wellness, and most importantly, longevity, quality of life, long term. And in my opinion, this process of the tourniquet is actually what sets Bikram yoga apart from other forms of exercise and even from other styles of yoga that aren't always focusing on holding the postures in stillness, creating that tourniquet. So I hope this all makes sense. I know that's a lot and a lot to imagine. So I suggest listen to this a couple of times. And then the next time you're in class, think about it and think about the process. And then you can start to tune into it and even start to feel it. And as a teacher, I get to actually see it happen. So I can see it on students where the blood supply is cut off, their skin becomes white. And then when they come out of the posture, it goes back to normal. So I actually get to see it happen. It totally inspires me. And then, of course, makes me want to share it with everybody. So I hope this helps. And also be sure to check out my other videos on my channel as I address various topics. And again, my goal and my wish is for everyone to be living their lives to the fullest. And I hope for you to have the highest quality of life for the rest of your life. And we all deserve it. Take care.